Well, good afternoon, and welcome everyone to another episode of Step Up to Rise Up. This is your weekly show aimed at calling you higher and reaching higher for your potential and all that you're capable of. I'm Linda Nelson. I'm your host, and I am passionate about you being all that you can be by showing up with your best self and really breaking through belief barriers that you hold within you in your subconscious that you may or may not be even aware that that's holding you back. So over the next couple of weeks, we're starting a new series. We started last week with stories and how transformative they can be in our growth process. Last week, we talked about how stories connect us in ways nothing else can. When we take the time to share our stories and hear each other's stories, it really connects us in ways nothing else can. So I'm a big believer in the transformative power of stories. In the next 3 weeks, we're going to be taking a deep dive into our past, our present stories, and our future stories. And we want to recognize that we have the power to write those stories. And although we cannot change the past, which we're going to talk about today, we do have the power to look at it with a different perspective, perhaps, or rewrite it in ways that work better for us. We've all gone through negative things in our past. Our stories really are just our take on life's challenges, experiences, how we got through it. And it's definitely biblical that we are created to share those stories with one another because nothing goes to waste in God's kingdom. Sharing our stories helps another person get hope that they can make it through too, those tough times. So sharing our stories is really powerful for other people to hear. And we're going to talk about our own stories now in the next 3 weeks and how powerful it is when you take the time to really think about your own story and make sense of your story and how transformative that can be for you as well. And there's something powerful, and you hear me speak of this all the time, about writing things down. Because it's in journaling that we really connect with that inner self, that inner critic that's in there, if you will. And getting things out on paper from our brain is very powerful for us to be able to have a record and look back at it and just see the experience for what it is. Sometimes it's different on paper. So writing our stories or portions of our stories can also be very healing if we take that time. So I have a guide, companion guide for this series if you want it, and I will be emailing out that guide. If you're interested in having that, put guide in the comments, and I will put a form actually for you to fill out and let me know that so I can send that guide to you later this afternoon. So there'll be a link when this video is over for you to fill that out for me so I can get it sent off to you. And it's meant, as I said, to be a companion piece. Good morning, Barb, for all of the things that we're working on in the next couple of weeks. So with that, let's dive into the topic at hand. Today we're talking about our past. And as I've said, we've all gone through life experiences, some good, some bad, some challenging, whatever those things might be. And it says a lot about us as people and a lot about how we get through those things in terms of our character, but mostly it forms the basis of our belief system. And our beliefs are what cause us to make decisions and take actions and get the results that we get in our life. So for example, if you have a subconscious underlying belief that you're not smart enough, say, it can prevent you then from trying new things, right? Because that subconscious belief that you have that I'm not smart enough can get in the way of your taking a risk. and life is all about taking risks. So what I want to impress on you today as you look back on your past and your experiences is I want you to understand that our past shapes us into who we are in the amazing present. You are who you are today because of the experiences that you've gone through. So it's how we talk about them, how we share them, that makes all the difference in the world. And that's why stories can be so transformative. So I want you to, if there's one thing you take away today, it's that you're not defined by those stories. In other words, if something happened to you that's, really a tough thing to get through or have gotten through, it doesn't have to define you for the rest of your life. It simply is a shaper. It has shaped you into the person that you are today, and you are amazing. Next week we'll talk more about embracing who you are in the present. But for today, we're taking a look at the past. So, as we said, those past experiences form your belief system and cause you to make decisions and take actions in the present that affect your future. So it's important to take a look at what has happened in the past. And so I want you to take a look at some of those tough times that you've gone through. Think about those experiences that you've had. And you did make it through because you're here today to talk about that. So take a look at the lessons that you learned from that, how you got through it maybe, what things you did, what steps you took, how you could help someone else go through a similar challenge. And you will find that you are very resilient, and you probably showed persistence and character and integrity, and maybe increased your faith. There were a lot of benefits, even though you faced challenges. So I just want you to look at your experiences a little differently. Look at how they've shaped you, not defined you. So in that guide that I talked about, and again, just comment guide, you'll find a link to fill out so I can send it to you this afternoon. But just think about your experiences in the past and note the times that you have gotten through tough stuff. Note where maybe God was present when you didn't think he was. But looking back, you can definitely see his hand in your life, for example. So one of the points also, we're not going to spend a ton of time on this today, but many of the beliefs that you have, your beliefs about your value, how much you're loved, how confident you are, how smart you are, those kinds of things stem from things that happened to you as a child. And no one intentionally told you that you weren't worthy, but you pick up little things along the way. And as a child, you look at it from a child's point of view. And many of those things that were written on your heart weren't selected by you. You didn't choose them. You happen to pick those up as a kid. And what your brain does is it looks for evidence that those things that were told to you are true. So you end up taking those into your present or into your adult life, and that's why you often tell yourself subconsciously, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I've never been good at this stuff, I'm not loved, I'm not confident, whatever those things might be. And so what we're doing by taking a look at the past is we're looking at what is it we tell ourselves and what is in our way of really being our very best self and dipping into that potential that is so great in each of us. And so today, spend some time, well, not just today, but this week, just thinking about some of the difficult things you've already gone through and how you did that. And that becomes part of your story that you will share with other people. You may have some tips or a process that you went through to get you through those tough times. So think about your past and your past experiences. And again, think about it being a shaper, not a definer. It has shaped you. Those experiences have shaped you into the person that you are today. And that, my friends, is a good thing. Because as you will discover next week when we talk about the present, you are amazing just as you are. That's all I have for you today. Again, there's a companion guide to this series that we'll be delving into for the next 3 weeks. Today we did past, next week is present, and the fourth week is future. So I'll look forward to speaking more about this topic next week when we go live at noon Central again. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.